Well, I'm so happy to welcome Tim O'Reilly, the CEO and chairman of O'Reilly Media, to the Look Back podcast. And we have plenty to look back on, but we're also going to spend some time looking forward as there's so much going on. And Tim is really crystallized a lot of views on AI and its impact on technology, its impact on society. I've read a lot of his work lately. Tim, you're also doing a lot on the investment side with Alpha Tech and Ventures. But as I welcome you to the podcast, I mentioned, and we were joking earlier about how we shared a lot of similar time working in the media space and working at the tech companies that I worked for, and you, of course, started O'Reilly Media. So welcome to the podcast.
All right. Well, great to be here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So why don't we start back with, some 40 plus years ago, when all this tech B2B content and people were starting things like PC Magazine and CRN, and you jumped in looking at really what needed to be happening around the content world, around training and learning. It's interesting because we live in a time in technology. We know the only thing constant is change. So
Yeah.
it obviously has proven to be a hotbed of a topic for you.
Yeah, I think what I would say is both looking backwards and looking forwards, I will kind of identify the same kinds of inflection points because I entered the industry at an inflection point, and it was in some ways it was contemporaneous with the microcomputer revolution, that was represented by Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, but of a slightly different flavor because I came into it around, I was originally a technical writer and I was writing proprietary manuals for proprietary companies. And I recognized my first piece of public advocacy was in 1984, where I wrote an article called Documentation and the Future of Unix. I think it was from a newspaper called Mass High Tech. I was living in Massachusetts at the time.
Awesome.
And it was really about how the PC was becoming this standardized, this sort of democratizing architecture for computing. It would come out, IBM, you had to be, even with the mini computer era, computers were something that were in a computer room. And there was a priesthood that had access to them, and it was limited. And suddenly it was the era of a computer on every desk and in every home. But there was